This is the VEVOR building block and train table place. Now, full disclosure, they did send this to me for free, but the opinions in this video are my own. All right, so here's the box it came in. Looks like there's an instruction manual on top. Here's some of the building blocks. And then just some of the other parts nicely packaged in here. So here's everything that came with it. There's a few tabletop boards, then some brick boards, some track and train pieces, a bunch of building bricks. I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing together and then I'll give you a closer look at it. Now, it looks like it was supposed to come with a pack of some different screws, but unfortunately, after looking everywhere, I cannot find that pack. Not a big deal for me because I can get my own screws and make it work, but it is still a little disappointing. All right, and there we go. Once I found the right screws, this thing was pretty simple to put together. Maybe took me 10-15 minutes or so. But anyway, the table measures about 21 inches wide, 31.5 inches long, and just about 16 inches tall. There's a handle on either side that makes it easy to pick up and move around, and then a handle in the center here so you can lift up these boards and access the second level. Now, I have it set up with these plastic brick panels on top, and they're just set on top of these MDF boards that are double-sided. One side's a white board, the other side is a black board, and you can actually remove both of these boards. They're just set on here. Same with these long supports. And taking those off reveals this bottom layer, which is a fun river scenery. Also, both the removable boards and these bottom boards are just MDF. They're about 1/4 inch thick. These bottom boards just have a paper-like material attached to them, and it's not the most durable. And unfortunately, when putting it together, I did accidentally scrape the tabletop here. That being said, these boards for the top are actually covered in laminate, so they're going to be much more durable. Now let's take a look at all these parts that came with the train track portion of the playset. There's a pack with a few trees and a few people in it. You can kind of decorate the landscape. Then here are some trains that you can push around on the track. And then there's also 4 different printed plastic signs for the track. These tracks are pretty cool. They're just like the ones I had when I was a kid. Of course, they're made of wood and they fit together like a puzzle piece. Just like that. You can kind of design your own track. It's pretty fun. Then the wooden trains have wheels and magnets on the back. Definitely not a lot of track to work with here, but it's a fun starter set. Of course, the trains roll around on here. Pretty cool. And this is pretty much all you get out of the tracks, just this small oval, but you can run the train in a circle. Pretty cool. Or you can put these brick panels on top. And if you do this, then you can play with all of these bags of bricks. There's 3 bags of these plastic bricks, and in total there are 290 pieces, so there's quite a few here. And if you're familiar with Duplo Lego bricks, then these are the same dimension as those. Or here's just a normal Lego brick for scale. Keep in mind though, the Lego brick will not fit to the baseboard. It only attaches to other of these larger bricks. So if you have Duplo bricks, it'll work on the table, but if you just have regular Lego, they will not. Anyway, as far as sturdiness, overall the table is pretty solid. You can see it holds my weight just fine. Probably not the best idea, but it's holding up. So yeah, overall, pretty cool play table. I like that it has 2 levels. I do think the bottom board could have had a bit more of a durable finish on it, but overall it works and it's a nice fun kids play table.